Sister Laila live. Sister Laila live. Weekly for the shower at the hour. Ask Sister Laila live. Sister Laila. Invite your friends and family. Get cozy. Ask Sister Laila.
Whoever's doing your thing. And by the way, what are you getting a piercing today? Let's talk about it.
Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila Live.
And by the way, what are you getting a piercing at? Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute.
Time for the Ask Sister Laila live show.
This is
Lines
gonna
are
be
now
good.
open. 862-370-2838.
Can everybody hear me now on YouTube? Ain alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulallah. I want to welcome everybody to the Ask Sister Laila live show. This is where you can come in and ask your questions about Islam and get them answered. Okay, and I have the Zoom room opened just because I know it's the Q&A and people might come with questions. But I want to let you guys know, if you come into our Zoom room, make sure that if you got questions about Islam, don't try to private message me, because I will not be able to see your questions because I am streaming. But what you can do is type your questions. Is Fame here? Fame. Which moderator?
Here.
Okay, you can type your questions for everyone to see, and Sister Fame will read it. Okay, and also to let you guys know that we do have security in our Zoom room. I'm leaving it open because I know that I have a lot of new people who might come in, you know, just because they have questions. But I just want to warn you guys, we do have moderators and administrators there. If you guys try to act up or act crazy, you will get banned and you won't be allowed back in. So keep that in mind. And also, for those of you who are on Facebook, those of you who are on YouTube, those of you who are on LinkedIn, X, and Instagram, you can type your questions on the screen. And the moderators here will read them, and I can also see them. For those of you who are on Rumble, unfortunately, the Rumble platform doesn't allow me to see what you type. And I know I have a lot of followers. I'm kind of surprised at Rumble. I noticed I have some new followers on Rumble, about 47 people. So for the people on Rumble, if you have a question, you're going to have to either join YouTube. And again, the channel is Laila Nasheeba or Sunnahfollowers. Type Laila Nasheeba, my name, or you can type Sunnahfollowers and it will pop up. You can join YouTube and type your question, or Facebook for those on Rumble and Odyssey. But for the other platforms, you can type it on the screen and inshallah, I'll be able to see it. And if you would like to use the microphone, you have a question and you would like to use the microphone, just join the Zoom room. You can get on the mic. Just remember, don't come here acting silly because we will ban you. All right? And by the way, Fame and the moderators, I left the Zoom room open, allowed, since this is Friday, we'll just leave it open so anyone can join with their questions. Just keep your eyes on the people and just be ready. Y'all gonna have to work as a team and be ready to ban if you have to, okay, as a team. Let me make sure I got everybody in here moderated up. Okay, and while I'm talking, you guys can go ahead and start typing your questions so I can, inshallah, get to see them. And I want to also remind everybody, please This is Friday. Some of us got paid today. Oh yeah, payday. We are desperately in need of donations to support this website. Remember, we are a non-profit organization. What does that mean? That means all of your donations go to pay for our website expenses, which total over $2,000 a month. Please support us, guys. That you look at the ticker at the bottom of the screen. You can donate using Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. We prefer Zelle because Zelle's money is guaranteed. Plus, it goes directly into our account and all of that. So, please donate to support us. All right. So let me see. Let me put this. Yeah, I want to make a banner too. I keep forgetting. Oh, I'm gonna put it on the banner now. How to join the Zoom room? Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. This is a okay. Ask Sis. No, I'm gonna do it this way. Laila Nasheeba, and I'm gonna put here www.Sunnahfollowers.net to use mic. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do that. Hold on. Oh, does that help you? I'm color. I got to make it color coordinate. I don't like that ugly color. Let's put it a purple or something. We got to match. Oh, there we go. Now that's purple. So you can join www.Sunnahfollowers.net. Click on Zoom room. Oh, it's right there too, guys. Y'all see it there too? It's right there too. You can join that, www.Sunnahfollowers.net. And also you can call in. I'll leave that up there. Let me change this. We have a call-in number. Yes, for WhatsApp. Okay, let me change it to the WhatsApp number. It's 87. What's the number? 862? I think so. 862 370-2838. Check and make sure that's right. Family 862
270.
Oh, it's 862-270?
Yeah.
270?
No, 370.
Okay, 370-2838?
Yes.
Okay, let me put it here. Okay, I'll do this so y'all can see the number. Okay, hold on. There it is. That's the WhatsApp. That's the call-in number. You can use WhatsApp to call in, or you can go to the Sunnahfollowers page and click where it says chat, text. You can send a message through there too. But that's the number to reach us. So what do you guys think about the classes that we've had this week while I'm waiting for people to type their questions? What do you guys think about the questions we had? Who is that on the mic snorting? Somebody want to take the mic? Y'all got a question on the mic?
No, I removed it. Somebody else.
Who was that? Was that the new person being stupid?
Somebody acting silly.
So that person was a stupid person. I tried to be nice to him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's out the door. All right, so any other questions, guys, just type them on the screen, inshallah. Like I said, we don't play in our Zoom room. You come in here to play, you getting banned. Ain't no questions asked. We don't have time for that. Okay, any questions you want to read off for first before I start what I was going to talk about? FMA, go ahead.
Yeah, the first question is the start of the Maghrib after the sun completely sets, but while it's still light out?
No, if the sun sets and it's Isha. Maghrib is when the sky is red. And we're going to talk about that on Monday. I'm going to show you guys pictures. Maghrib is when you look outside and the sky is red. You know how you see the red in the sky? That's Maghrib. When the red is gone, that's when it's Isha. Okay, so Maghrib is when the sky is red. The part of the sky that's close to the ground is red. That's when you know it's time for Maghrib. It's not yellow, it's red. You might see some yellow at the top, but if it's red at the bottom, that's the beginning of Maghrib. When the red completely goes away, that's when it's Isha, nighttime. Okay. Does that answer the question, Miss Jackson? And by the way, guys, for the class on Monday, the class on how to pray, what I'm going to do is take pictures, different pictures from off the internet of the sky. And what I'm going to do is ask you guys to tell me which prayer is it? What time of day is it? Is it Fajr? Is it Dhuhr? Is it Asr, Maghrib, or Isha? So that way you can acquaint yourself with the times of the prayers. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Go ahead.
And her next question is, are social media influencers, or is social media influencer an okay job for Muslim women if it's home, like context like cooking, recipes, cleaning, sewing, or craft? Or is it an unnecessary public spectacle of herself? Or what if she doesn't show herself, but just like her hands?
Okay, are you talking about this big innovation that we see Muslim women around the world, especially in the United Kingdom, doing? Everybody wants to be on TV because these are single women who ain't got a man anyway. It's really just a new way to try to find a man. So they'll make a social media. I'm going to teach you how to make a hijab. I'm going to teach you how to sew. I'm going to teach you how to cook. There is no need for that. We don't, yes, that's a public spectacle. Okay, this social media influencer stuff is for the birds. Social media influencers are only people looking for attention. That's what influencer means anyway. This is a person looking for attention. The men who do it are looking for attention. They're looking for fame. The women who do it are looking for fame or looking for a man. Okay, this is the type of stuff that we have to avoid as Muslim women. There's no need for you to teach nobody how to sew on the internet. If a person wants to know how to sew, they can go find somebody to teach them in person. It's not like you teaching Islam. There's no need for you to be on the internet showing anyone how to cook. They can hire a chef to come to their house and show them that too. Remember, guys, as Muslim women, we are women of dignity. These type of things are beneath us. Why would you even want to do that? This type of stuff is beneath us. What is there a need for me to make a public spectacle of myself? Now, what I'm doing is different. This is dawah. This is true Islam. This is teaching Islam. There's a need for what I'm doing. And I am qualified. I'm not one of these other women that call myself a scholar and I'm not qualified. I'm qualified to teach what I'm teaching. So there's a need for this, and I'm dressed the way I'm supposed to be, and my voice is as it's supposed to be. But for you to just make a cooking show just to be a public spectacle, no. What's the point in doing that? And what benefit is there in that? And how is that bringing you close to Allah? Remember, guys, everything we do as Muslims is supposed to bring us closer to Allah. So ask yourself, if I did this, is it going to bring me closer to Allah? If it's not going to bring you closer to Allah, then it's a waste of time. So why do it? And Allah knows best. Yeah, I want you to realize most of the women that do that are single, ain't they? Most of those women don't have a husband. That's just a nice way of them trying to find a husband. So they'll put on all their makeup, make their voices soft, and they'll come on the internet and hope that they can get an audience so I can find a husband. That's all that is. We're not fooling anyone but ourselves. Like the prophet said, we women are vicious creatures. If there was any creature that could outsmart Shaitan, it would have been a woman. We are some devious creatures, but you can't fool another woman. You can fool a man, but not another woman. So no, there ain't no need for that. No, that's and I like how you said public spectacle, because that's exactly what those women are. Those women are nothing but public spectacles. They're not teaching nothing that's going to bring anyone closer to Allah. They're not doing anything that's going to bring them closer to Allah. All they are just public spectacles trying to look for a man. And that's it. When they get married, their shows disappear. When they get married, you don't see them no more, or even hear about them. Allah knows best. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, men are weak creatures. And I mean, even though a woman doesn't have to cover her hands, do you know how many men get turned on looking at your hands? There's women that wear gloves. How many of you see those women with those sisters who wear burqas and gloves, and the brother, they're on the internet talking about the philosophy of having children, and they're moving their hands, and look at the comments from the men. Oh, mashallah, even though she has on gloves, look at the beauty of her hands. There's nothing more beautiful than a woman's hand. Y'all see that? Men get turned on easily. So no, that's a public spectacle. Yes. Okay, Sister Miss Jackson, we're going to talk about that on Monday. My grib ain't got nothing to do with the sun. My grib has to do with the color of the sky. That's the way you can recognize my grib. Don't think about the sun, because the sun can be hiding behind a cloud and you may not be able to see it. The sun may be hiding behind a mountain. My grib is determined by the color of the sky. If you see red in the sky, then that means it's my grib. If the red is at the bottom, okay? So it's not about the sun. But just to let you know, my grib is an Arabic word that means sunset. My grib is not nighttime. There's a lot of Muslim men out there who are famous speakers, and they may tell you that the night begins at my grib. That's not true. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the night begins at Isha. And remember, I told you guys that the prayer apps are not correct. I told you that none of them are correct. And why did I tell you they're not correct? Because those prayer apps that you guys use were invented by Shiites. And the Shiites do not pray the same time we do. The Shiites do not pray Maghrib or Fajr or Isha at the correct times. That's why since they invented those apps, I've been telling my students for over 30 years, don't use those apps. Haven't I been telling y'all that? I've been telling y'all that they were invented by Shiites. And now that it's all on the news, y'all get to see. They're Shiites. So the Shiites do not pray at the same time at the correct times. They got their own times. That's why those apps are never right. And that's why I'm teaching you guys how to look at the sky. The sky, if it's red, that's my grip. Yeah. Yeah. The nighttime is Isha, when the sun is gone. When you look outside and you don't see no color in the sky at all, it's just dark, that's nighttime. That's Isha. Yeah.
The next question is it okay if no talking or showing herself on video it's totally focused on making whatever it is?
Again, what is the purpose of her making a video? We're not supposed to be a public spectacle. What is the purpose of you doing this? What are you doing it for? Who is it? Your job? Or is it just that you want something to do and you just want to be on TV? There we go. See? What are you doing it for? Is it part of your job? Does your job require for you to make videos? Or is this just something you want to do because, let's be real, because you want to be seen on video? Because it ain't nothing that's going to bring you close to Allah. You ain't going to get close to Allah by cooking or making something. The only way you're going to get close to Allah is by learning his deen or reciting his Quran or something. So what are you doing it for? What's the purpose of it? Then I can answer it. Okay, what are you doing it for? You cannot be a social media influencer. Muslim women cannot be social media influencers. That's not for the Muslim woman. We cannot be a public spectacle. I want you guys to go to a dictionary, look up the meaning of social media influencer. And you will see that it means this is a person that puts himself or herself as a public spectacle. The name itself is haram. The name itself is haram. We can't do that as Muslims. Y'all understand that? You got to find a real job. Go to school to be a nurse. You want to make a difference and get close to Allah. Go to school and become a nurse and get you a job working in a hospital, taking care of the sick, taking care of the elderly. That's putting your hands to use. That's paying you up to $60 an hour, plus you getting blessings for everything you do for that person. You know, as Muslims, we have to do that which brings us close to Allah. Sitting on the internet sewing or making stuff just to be seen, that ain't doing nothing for you. You ain't making no money and you ain't getting no points with Allah. Go be a nurse. Okay? You sisters understand? Now, if your job requires it, I'm going to give you a different answer. But if you're just looking for something to do something useful. That's not useful. Sister Pamela's asking, can we consider the Shiites Muslims? One of the things that I teach you guys, never call another Muslim a kafir, because that's a curse. And even with the Shiites, they have different sects. Just like you got over 20-something different Salafi sects, you got over 30-something different Sufi sects, you got different Shiite sects too. There is one sect of the Shiites that do not curse the Prophet and his companions. There's one set of Shiites that do try to follow the Sunnah. They're not, they love Aisha. They love Abu Bakr. You know, so do we just blanket everybody as being a kafir? No. But stay away from them, because you don't know if you're dealing with a person that believes in the companions and loves them all. Because most of them don't. There's only one set of Shiites. I got 2 students in my website. I'm not going to tell y'all who they are. They've been coming here since they were children. And they are Shiites. They belong to that group. It begins with a B, a Baha'i, whatever they call themselves. They begin with a B. They from Dearborn, Michigan. They live near me. And they love Aisha, radiallahu anha. They love Abu Bakr. They love Umar. They're not like the other Shiites. Okay, but just stay away from them people, Pamela. But don't go around calling people kafir, because that's cursing them. We don't go around cursing each other, but stay away from them. Yeah.
The next question is, what does Islam say about men on social media begging for money when they're able to get money, but they sit on lives doing this?
The same thing. You know what they say. These are not men. They're pimps. You guys know that Islam teaches us a man is supposed to go out and work. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if Allah has blessed you with good health and Allah has made you physically fit and capable, then go out and provide and maintain your family. We can't go around begging. Begging is a sin in Islam, especially if you're young, especially if you're healthy. Allah is going to hold these brothers accountable for that. But this is the day and era in which we live in. That's another reason why Allah has sent the war, because we're too busy being like the kafir, trying to find an easy way out. Everybody wants to be a social media influencer. That's why I told you, look up the meaning of it. Everybody wants to be fame, fame, fame. As David Bowie said, everybody looking for a shortcut. It's all about fame. So rather than go out and get a job, they're going to sit up and become a social media influencer and beg for money. This is haram. This is a sin. And those brothers will be held accountable for it. Okay? Yeah. Any other questions? Go ahead.
The next question is, what if my husband and I created a YouTube content together? Would that be permissible?
Your husband got some issues. What kind of man you married to that's going to make his wife a public spectacle? Are you both converts? Ask the person, is she a convert? So I can answer her differently. Are you and your husband converts to Islam? Because if they're converts, I'm going to answer them differently. If they were born in the USA and they Muslim, I'm getting ready to get real crump with them. Are you and your husband converts to this deen? Or are you?
No.
What? Y'all Muslims are supposed to know better, right? What you and your husband plan on doing together on the internet? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That's a good question. Because I'm telling y'all, we living in some crazy times. So let's talk about that. Where's my Ifty at? See, Ifty ain't in here. This is somebody to talk about. What is it that you and your husband plan on doing?
Call in.
And by the way, what are you getting
Time
upstairs
again.
today? Let's talk about it. Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila Live. Okay, sister. So what is it that you and your husband want to do together on the internet? Is she typing her answer? Because like I said, now, if it's part of a job, that's why I need more information. And while go ahead.
I see some Muslim couples that do this. I thought it would be a good idea to make extra income.
I will do what is it that you see Muslim couples doing together on the internet? What is it that you see Muslim couples doing on the internet? Let's be more specific. What are they doing together on the internet? And while so in other words, don't make me pull it out of you. You want me to answer you according to the Quran and according to the Hadith with the examples of the companions. You're going to have to give it all to me. You can't give me tidbits, because there's Muslim couples doing a lot of things on the internet. Are the things they doing something that they should? 99.9% of them, the answer is no. So be more specific. What is it that you and your husband want to do together as social media influencers rather than go out and get a job like the prophet and the companions did? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So give me the details.
Contacts like showing their day-to-day lives.
Wait a minute.
blogs,
Wait a minute. Say it again. Contacts.
Showing their day-to-day
I mean, your sound is muffled.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Now, yeah.
Okay, she said, showing their day-to-day lives, blogs.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. That's what I thought she was talking about. Did the Prophet Muhammad ever show his daily life with his wife, with any of his wives? What does Allah say about what goes on in the house between a husband and a wife? What did the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam announce when a servant came to him and said, "O Prophet of Allah, some of these men like to stand up in the presence of others and talk about their wives. And some of the women like to stand up in front of other women and talk about what goes on with she and her husband." The prophet said, "Is this true? Is this what you people are doing?" And then one companion said, "Yes." He said, "Allah curses the person. He curses the person. He curses the person that shares what goes on behind closed doors in the daily life of a husband and wife." This is an example as to how living in America or living in the West has destroyed the Muslim identity. What God-fearing man would want any other man on this planet to see what goes on between him and his wife on their daily basis? And what God-fearing woman, especially the jealousy we have, would want everybody in the world to see how she and her husband interacts daily? As Muslims, we have this thing called haya, okay? Shame. And we're supposed to have a natural jealousy for each other. What goes on behind closed doors is between you and your husband and Allah. It's not for the rest of the world to see. But we got Muslim couples, like she said. There's a lot of Muslim couples who ain't got nothing better to do than to sit around publicizing their sex life. Oh, yeah. Publicizing how they live, how they touch, how they talk. This is haram. We're not kafirs. That is the behavior of the unbelievers. The unbelievers have no shame. The unbelievers have no sanctity. The unbelievers have no protection for their wives and their husbands. So my suggestion to you, sister, is you and your husband both need to sit down together and take a good hard look at yourselves and ask yourselves, where have you gone wrong? Where have the two of you gone wrong? Especially since you two were born Muslim. You're not a convert to this religion. You come from African background, probably, from a Muslim country, probably, but your mama and your daddies brought y'all to America, and America has corrupted your identity. Maybe you and your husband should consider moving back home to Nigeria. Maybe you and your husband should consider moving back home to Somalia, to Ghana, to the Congo, to Tanzania, to Mali. And by the way, it's war going on in all those countries I mentioned. Civil war. Maybe you've been spoiled and indulged too much here in the West. You need to go home to be reminded of where you come from and what your life is supposed to be about. Trying to earn the pleasure of Allah, not trying to show off for man. Showing off for people. You want to be a social influencer, you and your husband, so y'all want to publicize your personal relationships for the rest of the world to see. By the way, this is also one of the signs of the last hour. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said one of the signs of the last hour is marriage will not be sacred anymore. There'll be no trust. The trust will disappear. You can't trust your husband to guard you, to protect you. And he can't trust you to guard in his absence what he'd have you guard. This is that hadith where the Prophet said a person can come home and his shoes will tell him where he's been. Her hands will tell you what she's been doing. You being a social media influencer, publicizing your relationship that Allah said is supposed to be sacred. Shame on you. So I suggest you and your husband sit down and ask, where did y'all go wrong? And y'all need to repent to Allah. And y'all need to get up off your rockers and learn your deen. Okay? And get your priorities put back in order. Maybe take a trip back to Africa. Maybe seeing all that war that's going on in Mali and them other Muslim countries now. Maybe that'll scare you back to reality. And Allah knows best. You know less. So did you get your answer? And I've given you the dalil. No, we don't do that. And all those Muslims you see doing that, they're going to burn for that. Allah is going to punish them. Believe it or not, they're being punished already. Those people are miserable in their real lives. That's why they got to get on the internet and pretend. They're very unhappy. They're very miserable. Allah is sending wrath to those people that are famous who do that. You don't know the dirt that goes on in their personal lives. Allah says whenever we transgress his limits, and marriage is a sanctity in Islam. Marriage is sacred. Whenever we transgress the sanctity of this deen, Allah said, I'll punish you twice. Once in this world, and I'm going to get you in the hereafter. So those people you see on social media, don't get it twisted. They ain't happy. Not at all. Allah is whooping their behinds. You want to join them? Go ahead and suffer the consequences. All right. Allah knows best. Any other questions? Go ahead.
The next question, I think I stopped there. Sister Halima, what about doing henna?
What about it? What you want to know?
I guess you meant like making videos doing henna or something?
This the same person with, no, you don't need, what is making a is making a video about how to put henna on my hands. Is this something that brings me closer to Allah? Or is this something that takes down the screen between me and Allah? I want you to think about that. I want you sisters to ponder what Aisha, who was one of the first scholars of Islam, may Allah be pleased with her, said. When the Roman women came to her asking about Islam, she said, you women come from a country where all kind of sanctities have been violated. She said, I heard that y'all even go to public bathhouses. And I heard y'all take off y'all clothes and y'all bathe in the public. They said, yeah, that's part of our culture. She said, check this out. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, anyone who removes her clothing and from out of the house of her husband, she has taken down the protection between her and Allah. Now, if I can't go out the house and go to a public shower, how is that any different than me exposing my hands, even though it's not part of my order? But I'm going to sit here on the internet. It has nothing to do with getting close to Allah. Allah's not rewarding me for this. Henna has nothing to do with worship. But I'm going to sit here and make videos showing you how I paint my nails. Now, you tell me if that's not destroying the screen between me and Allah. What benefit is it that? And you showing people how you paint your hands. We have to start thinking better as Muslims, guys. Is this something that Allah will be pleased with me for doing? Or is this something that he'll say, what's the point? What is the point? Is that bringing anybody closer to me? Is that bringing you closer to me? It's a waste of time. It also shows you have no haya, no dignity. I am a daya. I get on this camera every day, 3-4 times a day. Have you ever seen me stand up and do it? You always see me sitting from here up because I have higher. Why would I stand up so you can see my breast? Why would I stand up so you can see my behind? Why would I stand up so you can see how tall I am or any of that other stuff? You have to have shame before your Lord, sisters. And that's something that you Muslim women today are lacking. You become just like Cardi B. You ain't no different than Cardi B. You've been watching Cardi B too much. So no, you don't make no video showing how to put henna on your fingers. That's ridiculous. Get a life. If you want to do something productive, go to school to be a nurse. Go help somebody who's sick. Go help somebody who's dying. Do you see the women in Gaza making videos on how to put on fingernail polish? Do you see the women and men in Gaza on camera showing you what goes on in their personal life? You Western Muslims need to get a clue. Seriously. And Allah knows best. Next question.
Can a Muslim man wear earrings?
Okay, earrings. You know, Allah tells us in the Quran that the servant boys, the little boys of paradise, they're not from this world. They are immortal, which means not from this world. The little boys who are the servants of the people of paradise, they have earrings in their ears. So that there shows that because a man has an earring doesn't mean he's gay. Especially not if the boys in paradise are going to have them. And we know they ain't gay. Okay? If it's part of your culture, then there's nothing wrong with it. Men have been wearing earrings, guys, since Allah made Adam and Eve. If it's a part of your culture that the men pierce their ear, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're piercing your ears because you want to look like Justin Bieber, now we got a problem. If you're piercing your ear because you want to look like Snoop Dogg, now we got a problem. If you're piercing your ear because it's part of the hip hop culture, now you got a problem. And Allah knows best. Okay?
The next question is, a brother wants to know, he lives in Philadelphia and finds it difficult to concentrate during prayers at the mosque because the women are wearing various colors instead of black dresses. What can he do to address this issue?
He needs to work on himself, because there's nothing in Islam that says for a woman to wear black. Atiyah, may Allah be pleased with her. She was one of the eminent companions. What's the source of this hadith? Sahih Bukhari. She said, we women, we never wore black. We never wore any dark colors unless we were mourning the death of someone. This is a misconception. The Prophet's wives never wore black. They never wore any dark colors. The female companions, the Arabic women, never wore dark colors unless they were mourning. Why? Because nothing in Islam forbids us from wearing colors. Plus, they live in the desert. Common sense will tell you black attracts heat. The Prophet's wives, they wore linen and silk. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her. What's the source? Bukhari. Her favorite color was red and pink. Aisha was married in a red plaid dress. Salama, her favorite color was blue. Zainab, she wore different silks of green. Subhanallah. So if you got a problem with colors, this is something that you're going to have to work on, brother. Remember that the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said the strong believer is more loved by Allah than the weak one. So when you go to the mosque, you're going to have to lower your gaze. What are you doing looking at the women? The mosque is a place of worship. It's not a pickup joint. So if you go to the mosque to pray, what are you doing looking at the women? Your mind should be on nothing but Allah. And if you're that weak that a color can distract you, then you need to make dua. You need to ask Allah to strengthen your faith. Ask Allah to take away the control that your personal jinn has over you and give you control over him. Okay? Because women do not have to wear black. Like I said, if the women in the Prophet's day, none of them wore black unless somebody died. You could always tell when somebody died because they would wear black or brown or dark blue. They wore colors. The Arabic women are very colorful, and they wore silk and linen. It was the desert, silk and linen. The Prophet's wives were beautiful. They didn't cover their faces either. I keep telling y'all, there's a misconception that Western Muslims have about Arabic women. That stuff y'all hear is not true. You have to read the hadiths. And this is all Bukhari and Muslim. SubhanAllah, they didn't walk around with no burqas on. That's not Arabic women. That's Turkish women. Turkish women wore burqas, not Arabic women. Oh, no. Yeah. So just ask Allah to strengthen your faith. And I thought the mosques in Philadelphia are separated. What, the women and men praying together? You might want to try to find a mosque, Brother Jamal, where the women are separated from the men too. Okay, because most masajids now have the women on a different floor than the men. The women even come in a different entrance. They have a separate entrance. So try to find a mosque where the women and men are separated. That might make it easier for you too. And Allah knows best. Yeah.
The next question is, another brother wants to know about a topic from your lecture on Sharia. He's asking whether if a person is required to administer lashes as a punishment, they need to travel with the individual to Mecca and Medina.
Okay, first of all, there's no Sharia punishment in America. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said our laws and our punishments are for us. America is not an Islamic state. America is a Western state, just like Abyssinia. When the companions migrated from Mecca, where did they go? Some went to Yemen and some went to Abyssinia. Yemen was not an Islamic country, nor was Abyssinia. And when they left, the prophet told them, you are going to a Western country. Remember, our laws and our rules are for us. Theirs are for them. So respect the laws of the land. So you would be a fool trying to implement Allah's punishment in a non-Muslim country. First of all, they're going to put you in jail. If you lash somebody in America, brother, you're going to do some time in jail. You're going to jail. Secondly, the Muslims are going to think you crazy when you get to jail. When you get into jail, the Muslim population is going to say, are you mentally ill? Who told you that you can lash somebody in America? This ain't Saudi Arabia. And by the way, even the Arabic lands don't follow Sharia law anymore. Okay? There is no Islamic state nowhere on this earth right now. You might have some countries that abide by some punishments, but not all. So the religion is easy, Brother Jamal. You're supposed to live here in America and abide and follow the laws like the prophet told Mu'adh, like he told Mu'adh, like he told Abu Musa Shari, like he told the companions who migrated, like he told Uthman, who migrated with his daughter to Abyssinia. You're not going to a Muslim land. Respect the laws of the land. Uphold the laws of Allah. What are the laws of Allah? The 10 commandments. The 10 commandments, that's Sharia law. What are the 10 commandments? Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not sodomize. Thou shalt not fornicate. Thou shalt not adulterate. We uphold the laws of Allah, but we do not implement his punishments in a land that is not Islamic. Common sense. Do you brothers understand? I don't know why that's so hard for you young brothers to understand. You are an American. Do you actually think you can cut somebody's hand off because they stole from you? You cut somebody's hand off, you going to jail, bro. When the companions went to Syria, some of them got drunk. Some of them drank alcohol. Did they lash them 80 times in Syria? No, Syria wasn't no Muslim land then. We do not implement capital punishment or our punishments in a non-Muslim land, Brother Jamal. Common sense. Don't make this deen hard for yourself. Follow the laws of Allah. Respect the 10 commandments. Respect the laws of the land you live in. And keep it moving, bro. Stop making this deen hard. Stay away from terrorists. Okay? The terrorists are the ones that try to tell you to establish an Islamic state. That's not Islam. That's terrorism. The prophet didn't send the companions to Abyssinia and tell them to establish an Islamic state. He didn't send the companions to Yemen and tell them to establish an Islamic state. Anybody telling you that is a terrorist. They're part of ISIS. And you need to run away from them people. Them people crazy. And Allah knows best.
Next question is it acceptable to own a stock market shares?
By the way, guys, the stock market is not interest. And I've heard some famous brothers who don't come from America. They're Arabs. My Arabic brothers, just like Laila has a hard time with Arabic pronouncing maqasidic. The Arabic brothers have a hard time understanding the politics of America. I was born in the USA. I'm American. I'm Arab American. I'm Egyptian. I own it. Walk like an Egyptian. Oh yeah, I'll walk like an Egyptian. But I'm an American Egyptian. The stock market is not haram. It's not interest dealing with stocks. One of my brothers has a degree in international marketing. And one of my brothers deals with that type of stuff. That ain't interest. As long as you're not buying into a company that's haram. But you got to be careful with that stock market because you can invest your money. It's happened to me before. You can invest your money in a company that's doing good today. And then tomorrow you done lost $10,000. Happened to me. So be careful playing around with that stock market. But the stock market is not interest. But be careful because you will lose money. I lost money. 10,000. All right. Yes. And I want you Muslim brothers to understand something. Allah tells you men in the Quran, you are the protectors and the maintainers over the women and children. You want to get to paradise? One of the best ways to get to paradise is fulfilling your obligations to Allah and fulfilling your obligations to your family. The Prophet ﷺ told the companions, he said, every time you put a morsel of food in your wife's mouth, this is charity. You're getting a lot of rewards. The simple fact that you men have jobs and you go out and work and you're providing for your wives, your children, that's your ticket to paradise. Sitting up on the internet, arguing and debating a religion when you ain't qualified, that's a ticket to hell. Sitting on the internet, trying to be a social media influencer because you want to be like the Kardashians. You want to be like Kim Kardashian. You know, that's an easy ticket to hell. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, anything that comes easy for you, 9 times out of 10, it's going to take you to hell. Paradise. The road to paradise is paved with thorns. You got to work for it. So you brothers need to forget about this internet and go out and get a job and start taking care of your wife and your children. That's what you brothers need to do. All right. Sister Goldie, I don't know about crypto. Only thing I know is it's haram. My brother who deals in international marketing, he told me crypto is haram. I don't know nothing else about it, except he told me, Laila, don't ever deal with crypto. That stuff's haram. So all I can tell you is crypto is haram. And that's all I can say on it. And Allah knows best.
There's a question in here. My question is, if you have a husband that you have to keep telling him how he's missing Friday prayers and he keeps acting like he keep forgetting, and if you have to tell him to stop smoking and he keeps saying he's trying, is this a thing to start thinking about divorce? Plus, how do you handle this if you don't have a job because you got kids to take care of?
Okay, this is a big question that a lot of my female students have because, alhamdulillah, since I've been streaming on social media the past 3 years, I have more females following me. I got more men that follow me, but my female user has increased. 30% of my followers are female. The other 70% is men, but I got 30. I used to have 20, so it went up 10%. And this is one of the reasons why the brothers don't like me, because their wives come and learn from me, and their faith increases, their fitra awakens, and they realize that their husband's is doing a lot of haram things. I want you women to ponder this verse where Allah says in the Quran, and the interpretation, the meaning, righteous women are for righteous men. Irrighteous women are for irrighteous men. A righteous woman is not going to be married to a man that doesn't pray. A righteous woman is not going to be married to a man who smokes cigarettes. A righteous woman is not going to be married to such a man because, number one, the righteous woman understands that it's the man's job to lead to paradise. This is why in Islam, Muslim women cannot marry non-Muslim men, because the man is supposed to be the imam, the leader of the household. How can you lead me to paradise when I have to remind you of its existence? A woman like me, I wouldn't put up with a man like that. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, she wouldn't be married to a man like that. Atika, she wouldn't marry a man like that. Righteous women wouldn't waste their time with men who don't practice this deen. So of course, that's just grounds for divorce. Whenever the rights of a husband or the rights of a wife are violated, that's grounds for divorce. It's his job. That's the right you have over him. It's for him to protect you, to maintain you, to guide you, to lead you. If he can't do that because he can't lead himself, kick his behind to the curb and keep it moving. And what do? Well, sister, if you live here in America, one thing that you sisters can do, well, two things. Number one, you can go back home to your family. If you come from a Muslim family, go back home to your father. If you're one of my Bantus, you go back home to your father. You take your children and you go home to your father. If you're a convert and you don't have any family that you can live with, then you go and apply for general relief. Every state in America has a welfare department. That's what the welfare system is for. Women like you who need help getting a place to live, getting on your feet. They have subsidized housing. I wouldn't look for the projects. Ask for subsidized housing. Go down to the county and ask the county to help you to get a place for you and your children. And they'll do that. But no, I wouldn't be married to a man that doesn't practice this religion. He's a loser. Got to let him go. Exactly. And yes, a woman can live on her own. I live on my own. I am single. I've been single for 20 years. I don't have a husband, but I'm independent and self-sufficient. I can take care of me and him. So, yeah. Yeah, you can live on your own with your kids. A lot of us have to. We have no choice but to. Yes. And Allah knows best.
Next question is, in Morocco, we have a hammam, and I would like to know if it's okay to go to a hammam where other women are.
No, that ain't no different than what the Roman women were doing. Hammam means bathroom. Yeah, I'm Arabic too. I know Arabic. I don't speak it fluently, but I understand it. You know, it's what happens when you're born in America. We can understand it better than we speak it. That's the same thing that the Roman women did. No, we can't go to no pool, no bathhouses. No. Morocco does a lot of things that it shouldn't do. Morocco is one of those Sufi countries. A lot of stuff go on in Morocco, not just Morocco, Egypt too. My homeland, same way. A lot of haram stuff go on in these Muslim countries. That's why I was telling the other person, ain't no Islamic state nowhere. No, we don't go to pool houses. That hadith applies. You know, Yeah, don't go to the hammam. Yeah. Okay, Miss Jackson, she said, let me put it here so I can see it. She says, do I stop praying the times? Sister Miss Jackson, I never used those apps because I always knew that they were invented by the Shiites, because I know the brothers that invented them. Call your local masjid, because your local masjid calls the adhan for you. And we're going to talk about that in my Monday class. The mosque calls the adhan for all the Muslims in the city. So go to the website of your masjid and see what times they have for the prayer. They put on their website the time of the adhans that you can see that they're using. So just go by whatever times your mosque has. But I've never used those apps because I knew that they were wrong, because I knew the brothers that invented them. I knew that they were Shiites. And I've been telling Muslims for years that them things were invented by Shiites. They never listened to me. But now they see. Because the guy from Pro, he let you know I'm a Shiite and I'm a Zionist. So now they see. They say, oh, Laila told us. I sure did. I know him. Yeah, I know of him personally. Yeah. What about my past prayers? Yeah, don't worry about it, Miss Jackson. Allah doesn't, that's the beauty of Allah. Allah doesn't hold us accountable for what we did not know. You know, he doesn't hold us accountable. If you prayed a prayer and didn't know that you were praying it facing the wrong direction, or you didn't know that you were praying it out of its time, Allah doesn't hold us accountable for what we did not know. Yeah. What about a woman that's never been married? It depends. Or do you come from a Muslim family? If you come from a Muslim family, you don't. In Islam, girls don't leave their home. We stay at home until we get married. Muslim women, we're not Kafir women. Kafir women go out and have sex and all that stuff on their own. Muslim girls, we stay at home until we get married. We stay at home until we get married. Yeah. Can you take a swimming class? Yes, this is different. Now, this is different. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, encouraged us to learn how to swim. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged the companions to learn how to swim. Everyone should know how to swim, because you might have to be in a situation where you're going to have to swim. So if you want to take a swimming class, yes. But it has to be just women, all female, no men, all female. I did that. I learned how to swim. I don't remember how. I can just dog paddle now. But I took a swimming class when I was younger. But I don't even, and to this day, I still don't know how to swim, but I can dog paddle. But yeah, you can take a swimming class, long as it's all women, no men. Yeah, there's always exceptions, you know, to everything. Okay? Does everybody understand that? There's always exceptions to everything in Islam. Okay? Because we should know how to swim. You should take karate too. I tell all of my students here, my female students, everyone should be taking taekwondo. Have your daughters learn taekwondo. They have to learn how to defend themselves. Oh, yeah. Even my grandkids. Bad Jayla. Jayla can jump off the wall. I had Jayla in gymnastics and taekwondo. She know how to work a spear and jump off the wall and do a round, you know, flip, 4-layer flip and coming down on you. Oh, yeah. Teach your girls that. We have to know how to defend ourselves.
A question. How about soccer? Is that okay for your girl to play soccer ball? Soccer ball. I don't know how to.
Is she playing with other girls?
Yeah.
And is she dressed, covered her in her aura with just the girls?
Community have the soccer.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay. My daughter want to do it so bad, and
she's playing with other Muslims, right? Yeah, the that's your mom's doing that?
No, it's not a mosque, but it's a Muslim community here in Harrisburg. They open a group, and whoever wanna.
Yeah, if it's a Muslim group, yeah, and the girls are all dressed according to the Quran and Sunnah, you know how they're supposed to dress. If they're covering their aura and stuff, then that's fine. And it's just all the Muslim girls. Yes, that's fine. Yeah. Sister, no, you cannot do that. That's not Islam. You come from a Muslim family, you want to live on your own. Why? You want to be Cardi B? Why? That's an example of our Muslim identity. You are a Muslim. You're from a Muslim family. You got to learn how to implement al-wala wal-bara. You can't do like the Kafir girls because that contradicts our Islamic values. Okay, we don't do that. Muslim girls don't live on their own because Allah says that a woman on her own is an invitation to shaitan. Why would you want to put yourself in a situation where you're young, living on your own, where you can be hurt, you can be harmed? You're going to have to go out and work and all of that. The Muslim woman doesn't have to work. It's your parents' job to provide and maintain you until you get married. And then when you get married, it's your husband's job to provide and maintain you. We're not Kafirs. And that's the problems. You children living in America, y'all have lost your Islamic identity. You got to get it back. You can't imagine going from your family to a husband. Why come you can't? We've been doing that since the beginning of time. Have you allowed Cardi B and Nicki Minaj to influence you that bad? Beyonce? You want to be like Cardi? You want to be like Miley? You want to be like Nicki? They left their mom and went through sex, drugs, rock and roll. Look at them. You can't imagine. Why come you can't imagine? Because I can't imagine being on my own. I got married when I was 14. I went from my mother and father's house to my husband's house. And my husband made me a trophy wife. He took care of me. Okay? That's the best thing. What you mean you can't imagine that? I can't imagine being like Cardi B. See, we got it twisted, guys. We have to get that understanding of Muslim instead of this understanding of the Kafir women. That's why I was telling y'all, we have to sit down and do some self-evaluation. We have to ask ourselves, what have I done to take me to this level where I am more similar to the non-Muslims than I am to the companions? Did Aisha go from her father's house to her own, or did she go from her father's house to her husband's house? We're supposed to be like them, not Cardi B.
And Brother Jabril wants to know, how was the command of the prayers revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Oh, Brother Jabril, you missed that class Wednesday. We talked about that Wednesday. And by the way, that's going to be on the quiz Monday. We talked about how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went on his night journey. It was when he went on his night journey, that Allah revealed to him that the prayers are to be 5 times a day. And then we went over the hadith. And what's the source? Bukhari and Muslim. The angel Jibril came to the Prophet in the early morning and showed him how to pray Fajr. Then he came back in the afternoon and showed him how to pray Dhuhr. Then he came back in the mid-afternoon, showed him how to pray Asr. And then he came back at Maghrib, showed him how to pray Maghrib, and then he came back at Isha. So the prophet learned how to pray from the angel Jibreel. He learned how many times a day to pray when he went on his night journey. And when he came back from the night journey, the next day is when Jibreel came and showed him the times and how to do it. And Allah knows best. And that's going to be on the quiz Monday too, guys. That hadith. Yeah. Sister, that's what Shaitan wants you to believe that doing the opposite of what Allah says is going to make your life better for you. Remember, Allah says in the Quran, don't fall in the traps of Shaitan. Shaitan, your personal jinn, will try to make you think that your whole life will be better if you disobey Allah. But believe you me, it ain't. If you want to leave your parents' home, you need to get married. If you don't want to live with your parents, you need to talk to your father. Go to your father and tell your father you're ready to get married. That's what I did. When I was 14 years old, I wanted to be on my own. So I told my mother, I'm ready to get married. I got married. That's the easy solution. You want your relationship to be better? Get married. Tell your father to find you a husband. And Allah knows best. That's the Islamic way. Next question. Go ahead. Yeah, we girls, we women, we have to not follow the footsteps of Shaitan. Shaitan dupes us women easier than he does men. Women fall for it. Don't fall for it. You're going to regret it. Life would be hard. You got to go out and get a job and pay bills and all that. Just tell your father to get you married. Tell him that you're ready. You're ready to be a woman. He can find you a nice brother to marry. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one of the signs. The sister here is right. That's another one of the signs of the last hour too, guys. We are imitating the kafir with that. We don't even want to get married. We want to be like the kafir, live on our own. And we end up inheriting their problems. Sex out of wedlock, drugs, children. It's just sick. Don't fall for that. Get married. You don't want to leave? Get married. Marriage is better for you anyway. Yeah. Also, guys, just to remind everybody, Dr. Asim, inshallah, his what's her name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Tomorrow. Yeah, Sister Samat. At 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, Sister Samat from Egypt, she'll be doing the names of Allah. So make sure you guys are here at 10 o'clock in the morning for Sister Samat, her class. And do I have a thing for her? This here, let me show it to y'all.
His names, we need to know about them, how to apply them, ponder the meanings behind them.
New class alert! Sunnahfollowers presents The Names of Allah. Please join us every Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard with Sister Samar. Streaming on all major platforms. Right here, channel Sunnahfollowers.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please be here, guys. She's going to break down the name of the name Allah. Allah is a name. And that's what she's doing, breaking down the meaning of Allah. Well, it doesn't have a meaning, but she's breaking down Allah's name, Allah. So that's at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And also, we have Dr. Asim, inshallah. He was sick. Make dua for my cousin, Dr. Asim, y'all. You know, he got those issues with his heart. Inshallah, he's going to be speaking tomorrow at 4 about devil worship. Oh, yeah. He's going to be talking about the ways in which Muslims, believe it or not, worship the devil. Oh, yeah. We got people that call themselves Muslims. Yeah, they worship the devil. I saw him when I made Hajj. He's going to talk about that tomorrow, inshallah. Exactly, Sister Goldie. Girl, you know, I was counting this is something that we need to do more of as Muslims. Life is filled with much hardship. Life is filled with so many disappointments. There's more bad things in this world than there are good things. But it's good to sometimes take a step back and just smell the roses. In other words, think about the good in your life. And one of the things I was doing today was I was drinking my coffee. I was sipping on my coffee and I thought about it. I said, oh, Allah, thank you for this coffee. You know, my student sent it. And then I said, and another thing, Allah, I know I complain a lot about the website, always trying to get donations. By the way, guys, we need donations, man. It's stressing me out. And I was like, you know, I used to work. I just retired 2 years ago, and I'm still trying to get adjusted to that, get acclimated to not working. It's weird. But I said, thank you, Allah, for me not having to work, because now I don't answer to nobody but Allah. I don't have to beat the time clock. I don't have to go on break. Oh, yeah. I used to go on break and do my classes. I don't have to do that now and sneak to do my classes here. You know, I answer to no one but Allah, and that's a blessing. And I took the time to thank Allah for that today. You know, and then I was thinking about what's going on in Mali. How many of you have been watching the news? Y'all see what's going on in Mali? You know, we talk about Gaza a lot. And may Allah make it easy for the Muslims in Gaza. But do y'all also see what's going on in Africa, in Mali? Genocide. The genocide is going on in Mali. They got them Muslims. They're living just like Gaza, bombed up, their homes blown up. And I said, Allah, if I couldn't DoorDash my coffee, what would I do? I was trying to imagine not being able to drink my coffee. These people can't find water. The people in Mali, just like in Gaza, they don't have no clean water. They have no food. They're dying. They're living in tents. They're living in bomos. I said, I couldn't handle that. I said, I need to be more grateful and more thankful to Allah. So we need to take the time, guys, and we get to complaining about our problems and feeling sorry for ourselves. Look at all these Muslims, the Muslims in Bangladesh, the Muslims in Gaza, the Muslims in Mali, the Muslims in Nigeria, the Muslims in Somalia, the Muslims in the Congo, the Muslims in Ghana, even in Ghana. Subhanallah. This genocide is not just against Gaza. This is the war against Islam. And like the prophet said, it will begin in the east and work its way all around to the west. And that's what's happening. They started with that Afghanistan, Kuwait, desert storm stuff during the Bush regime and Lebanon and Bosnia. Now look at it. All of this African countries, China, Bangladesh. Oh, it's going to hit America soon. It's going to hit the United Kingdom. It's going to hit us. The question is, are we able to handle it? Will we be strong and resilient like those people in Gaza? I don't see no woman in Gaza without a hijab on, do you? All those women in Gaza that's dying, they got on hijabs and abayas. Those Muslims that they rounded up in Mali, those women got on hijabs and their African abayas. What they call them, batus, whatever they call them. Those women are covered. Subhanallah, and here we are trying to be Cardi B. We trying to be like the Kaffir. We want our own place. We want to make a internet channel, me and my husband holding hands, showing how we kiss and how we live together and how we get along. We busy into that Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B crap. When the Muslims in other parts of the world are struggling just to get clean water, just to have a place to sit, to sleep. Oh, yeah, look at it. I was looking at it. Mali is in a bad state. It looks just like Gaza. Everything blown to pieces. But I noticed those women are covered. They got on their African stuff. They covered. I ain't talking about no blue jeans. I'm talking about abayas, the African ones, like I wear, because I wear the Somali stuff. Hello. We need to wake up here in America and get it together. All right. Any other questions? I think that's all the questions for tonight, isn't it? Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, since that's all, I'm going to close out for tonight because I haven't really slept and my head is hurting. My head is hurting. I need to do some exercises for my back. Let me remind everybody of the classes we have tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the 10 o'clock class with Sister Samat. Please be here at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then at 4 p.m. we have Dr. Assam, How People Worship the Devil. Then at 6 o'clock, you have my class, and I will give you a quiz. I will be giving you guys a quiz on the type of Sharia compliant banking that I talked about today. And then at 9 o'clock tomorrow, we have Dr. Ibrahim Darmali with his lecture on marriage. Marriage, the rights of husband and wives. So we have a lot of classes tomorrow. I want everybody to make sure that you're here. Make sure that your husbands are here to learn, that the children are here to learn. And I want to thank everybody for joining. Please support us. That's why my head is hurting. Oh, yeah, I got a big forehead. Look. Where's that? Is this the family? Is that a Sadat? The big forehead? Girl, my forehead's so big it ain't funny. Look like it's getting bigger. Is your forehead big? She's my DNA cousin, y'all. Let me see what she typed. You got a big forehead like mine. She said, that's Egyptian, Layla. So I get it from, my mother got it too, though, but my mother got Arabic in her too. My mother is Creole, but she's also, I did her roots. You know, she's a Giton, the Vikings, so she got every country in her because her people brought slaves to America. It's just disgusting. Yeah, but there that big forehead, girl. She said it's going to get bigger, Fresno. Where Fast said my forehead's going to get bigger and it's going to go. She said I'm going to have a receding headline. Really? I hope not. Because, girl, I like my head. Yeah, subhanAllah. Girl, what is this, y'all? I hit the button. Give me a... See what you made me do, Wi-Fi? Hit the button. Wait a minute, I done did something here, y'all. Wait a minute. I'm coming. Hold on. Where am I at? I don't know what I did to my stream. Okay, here I got to put it back on screen share. Hold on. I see Brother Zahir is here too. Okay, there it is. I'm back now. Yeah, big old forehead. So that's a family trait. The Sadats walk like an Egyptian. Hey! Get it, welfare! So I told you, yeah, I can do the Egyptian too. Little belly dance too. Hello. Born in America, but I got some culture. All right, guys. Okay, well, oh yeah. Wait a minute, let me see what she's typing. Oh, okay. Sister Weffa says she's gonna try to be here for her class too. What time is that in the Emirates? Yeah, because her class is at 10. She wants to know what time is that in the Emirates. AY, what time is 10 a.m. in the Emirates? She says she wants to check out Sister Samat and see what she's teaching. Is she teaching Quran wa Sunnah? Y'all checking it out? Fame? Fame? Girl, they ain't even listening to me.
Okay, let me.
Sharjah. Okay, look, she's in Sharjah. So what time is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the people in Sharjah? She's in a Sharjah. Yeah, she's an Islamic studies teacher, y'all. She's one of their ulama. She's my DNA cousin, but she's one of their ulama. She says she wants to check out Sister Samat to make sure she's not what's up?
I'm not waking up in no early morning. I can't understand that woman. She sounds like Jamali to me.
Girl, please, her English is good. Well, Fast says she wants to make sure she's not a Shuri. Because
she probably is. That's why I can't understand her.
Okay, well, it's 10. Just do the, yeah, she says she'll figure it out. Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Fat. Yeah, I'm a streamer. She says she wants to make sure that she's not a Shuri. Okay, all right.
Tell her to look on the thing. You streamed it yesterday, last time.
She wasn't here. What time is it you said, Awa? Awa?
Hold on, let me go. I think it's 7. Wait.
It's 7:25.
7 p.m., right? 7 p.m.
So that'll be like 6 or 7 p.m.
Okay, 7 p.m. Yeah, Sister Wefas, 7 p.m. your time in Sharjah. Oh, is it? She said that's a good time for her.
Time.
She said 7 p.m. is a good time for her.
But it ain't. It's 6, she said.
6 p.m. She said that's even better. She said that's even better.
What time is it for California?
Girl, it's 10 their time, it's 7 a.m. for us, Sabrina. Early in the doggone morning, you hear somebody stumbling about their mouth.
Her class was good last week.
She do too much stumbling. It was all right, but she stumbled too much for me.
Yeah, 7
a.m.
for you, Sabrina. Yeah, try to be here where fast. I don't believe she's a Shari. I don't think so. Yeah, I think Jamali took care of that. I think Jamali took care of that. I'm not going.
6 p.m.
It's 6 p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. your time. She said that's the perfect time for her. She said she's gonna be here, and you don't bring him with you. No, don't bring that brother. Because that brother got too much drama. He's got too much drama. He's been following me too. I noticed where I like him though. He's the only one teaching what I'm teaching. I like that dude. But he's got too much drama. I don't need that drama in my website. Is he related to us too? Because he was in here a couple of times. Is he from the family too? He's from a very well-known Arabic family, though. I know the family he's from. What? Yeah, she said, but we are too. She said we're cousins, tribal cousins. Is that why he following me? Because he know it ain't no marriage going on. Ain't no marriage proposals being entertained here. This is taken. It's already taken. Oh, we are? She said we cousins. Yeah. She said he likes listening to me. I heard I was popular over in the Emirates. I heard they like to listen to me and Bilal Phillips. Yeah, she said Bilal Phillips is very popular. They like me and Bilal. Yeah. I don't think he likes Bilal Phillips, though. All that controversy that's go with that brother. See, I stay away from those dour brothers. Those dour brothers got too much controversy. Controversy. They laying into that controversy. I got anxiety. I can't handle the stress. Okay, guys, I'm going to log out. Make sure y'all are here at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sister Samat. And Wafa, that's 6 p.m. your time. I don't think she's a Shuri. I think Jamali took care of that. But we'll see. Okay. All right, guys. Inshallah, I'll edit this up and I'll try to put some shorts out tonight. And inshallah, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.